Hi there, I'm Christy Kidder Graves. I'm an executive career coach, and my niche that I focus on is working with marketing and sales executives. And I'm really excited to be conducting this training short with you to really help you tap into the hidden job market. I'm talking with so many people on a daily basis that are applying for job postings and they're not getting the interviews that they need. They're not getting any interviews, period. And that's really frustrating, especially when you click on that post, you go to apply, and you see hundreds, maybe thousands of people have applied for that job. So, when that's happening, you really want to make sure that you're tapping into the hidden job market. And even if that's not happening, let's say the job market is a total candidates market and there's all these great positions that you have to choose from. I assume it's a perfect world. Well, you still want to tap into the hidden job market because it's hidden and it's less people have access to it. So there's less competition. And those are the more coveted positions. Those are the ones that you really want to go after and you want to tap into those. So that's what I'm going to talk about right now. And I'm going to share my little PowerPoint presentation with you so you can see. So yeah, so this is my little, it's not a really long presentation at all. It's pretty short and sweet to the point. So here we go. So why am I doing this and why are you here? Well, you want to get interviews, right? Because the interviews that you get will connect you with those jobs. You It's very rare to get hired for a position unless you have an interview. Although that did happen to me. I was able to get a job without really interviewing for it. So, but that's very rare when that happens. So the number of interviews that you get is your key metric. And but you need to get the interview first, and that's where people are struggling. And I have a note here. Accessing the hidden job market is not a silver bullet. It does require work. It requires a lot more work, and that's why so many people don't want to do it because it's a lot easier to go on job boards, find some jobs that are of interest to you, and apply. Accessing the hidden job market is a lot more work and it is so worth it. It's a lot more worth it. So I also like this quote here for Brene Brown. So definitely check that out and let me know what you think. But I think Brene Brown is awesome. And I think this is what it's all about. So we really want to connect with that great job for you. Um, you want to go somewhere where you're going to be happy, fit in, be able to contribute. It needs to be a good match for you. And that's not going to happen unless you're connecting with the people that are there. So this is what you need to do is connect with people. And I use the term connecting versus networking because networking to me is kind of cold. And I think of computers when I hear the term network. So I think the better term, the more descriptive term is connecting. So think of this, and this might help you to actually do it because we have to be aware of the way that we talk to ourselves. And how do you feel when you hear the word network? Probably not very excited. It's probably not something that you really want to do, right? But if you're thinking about connecting with people, to me, that's something I definitely want to do. I would much rather connect with people than network with them. So again, be aware of the language that you use when you're talking to yourself, especially when you're taking action in your job search, because that can make all the difference for you. Okay, so with connection, it is important that you talk with people, that you make it a daily habit. And this is with both your existing network and that you're making new connections every day. That's important. So I have some easy things for you to do, and these are actually worksheets that I will put at the end of the presentation so you can access them. And this is really simple. This first one over here on the left is to create a habit. And you just need to create a habit of this, and you need to do this throughout your career, even when you're not looking for a job. Because if you just connect with one person a day, a new person, and then reach out to one person in your existing connections, then that's all you have to do. You just need to do something small on a consistent daily basis, or if daily is too much, do it on a weekly basis. But something consistent is better than nothing because that's inconsistent or zero. So here I have a guide for you to just start for as little as 5 minutes a day, or even if that's too much, start with 5 minutes a week. And if you can work your way up to as much as 60 minutes a day, or even more, anything greater than 5 minutes a day is great. And then this is a good measure for you when you're in job search mode, because again, I don't want you relying on just the job boards. And I think that relying solely on the job boards can be a huge waste of time. And I don't want you to be wasting your time at all. And this is my connection worksheet to really help you measure the connection activity that you're doing every day and every week. And this is how you can award yourself points depending on the activity that you're getting. And then if you earn as much as 35 to 50 points, you're having the best week ever. So, but even just half of that, 25 points, you're starting to have a good week. And you're getting points for getting personal referrals from talking with people, for scheduling in-person appointments or virtual appointments. And I do consider even a virtual appointment. I use both terms here, but when you have a virtual Zoom live conversation with someone, that definitely counts for it. So, but you get points for scheduling these too. So as long as you're scheduling them, you're definitely making, getting points. So again, you want to measure your activity, because if you're not measuring it, then you're not managing it. And you've got to start measuring it. So this is my little cheat sheet to help you in measuring that. And you can access this again. This is, if you are in job search mode, you definitely want to get this worksheet, and you want to measure each week using the point system on the sheet. And that way you can grade yourself. And if you're doing this consistently every week, then you'll be in good shape. Okay, so give that a try. And then, so what else? What else needs to be done? It's not just connecting with people either. It's another way of connecting with people is having a LinkedIn profile that helps you to be easily found. And what do you do with that? How do you do that? Well, think of your LinkedIn profile as your landing page. You want to make sure that the relevant opportunities, which are the opportunities that you want to be considered for, that they can find you, so that those recruiters who are working on those jobs and the hiring managers who have those job openings, that they can find you easily on LinkedIn. A lot of them have the LinkedIn recruiter seat, so they're constantly searching on LinkedIn. So you want them to be able to find you easily so they can message you and reach out to you. And you want them to have great information about you when they come to your LinkedIn profile. If your LinkedIn profile doesn't give them good information, they're going to take a pass and they're not going to reach out to you. So, and as I have here, LinkedIn is really a must to help you find your next role. So here's a little checklist for all the key elements in your LinkedIn profile that I feel are important that you shouldn't neglect. And I want to point out to you that even the photos are really important, because images make a huge difference. They're powerful, and yeah, we can't search on images per se, but they do make a difference, and they convey your brand. They are powerful yet simple. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to your headshot as well as to your banner photo. If these haven't been updated in the past year, you're going to want to make sure that you update them. They shouldn't be older than a year. Now, for search engine optimization for SEO, you need to pay particular attention to your headline, your about section, and your experience section. So you want to make sure that those are fully optimized, and those really help you to be easily found by those recruiters and hiring managers that I'm talking about. And the featured section, if you may want to have a featured section to showcase your work, your portfolio of work. Maybe you've written some articles, maybe you've been interviewed for articles, maybe there's some YouTube videos that communicate more about you and the work that you've done. Maybe you have a website. The featured section is important for those things. So that's why it's really helpful, and it's closer to the top, and it can give someone a good view into your work. And recommendations, even though they're closer to the bottom of your profile, they can give someone a good idea of what your work is about and what's the value that you provide. And lastly, your posts. Any posts that you do give us a glimpse into what's important to you. And maybe if you're sharing your expertise, when you're doing posts, that's your opportunity to share your expertise. So you want to also, make sure that you're doing the posts and sharing your information, like sharing your expertise. So when was the last time you did a post? How often should you post? It depends on how your job search is going, but I would recommend to people that are in active search mode that you post at least 3 times a week. But again, keep in mind, anytime you post, you want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is making a great impression, because when you post, you're driving people to visit your LinkedIn profile, and you want it to be compelling enough that they reach out to you and have a conversation with you, especially if they have a relevant opportunity that you are interested in. And this is how you tap into the hidden job market, because there are jobs that are not posted, but that people have or that know of. And it's by talking with people, that's how you're going to find those hidden job market opportunities. Here's my little overview of my program. I just wanted to touch upon this. I am going to go back and review this for you before we wrap up this presentation. But the 3 key things in my program, and this includes tapping into the hidden job market, is you have to reflect on your brand and how you want to use your brand, because that is the foundation in your career, and especially if you're doing a job search. You need a plan that you can execute. So you need a plan that's going to connect you and your brand with that next role. And then the third and final piece of the program is to connect. You need to connect. You need to take action on your plan. Of course, any plan, the plan is worth nothing unless you take action on it. But the biggest action is to connect. So that is really important to do that. Okay, so I'm going back here. And all right, so let me do a recap for you in these last 5 minutes. And then and I'm going to be resharing my document. So, but one of the key things that I had to talk about too was why you need to replace the DIY approach. If you're taking the DIY approach in your job search right now, throw it out the window and replace it with the doing it with others. Okay. And again, it comes back to my presentation on that slide that I had on connection. That is really important because, and one of my favorite books regarding job search is out right now. It's by Phil Terry, and it's Never Search Alone. And it's a perfect example of how you don't want to search alone. It doesn't work. Trying to search alone, excuse me, does not work. It's just not feasible. And You really need to be reaching out to others on a daily basis. That's how you're going to, um, you know, land that next role. If you're not talking with people every day of your job search, at least one person, then you're going to struggle. You need to schedule live conversations with people. And that's how you start tapping into the hidden job market. So again, take the DIY approach, throw it out the window, and replace it with doing your search with others. All right. And for a good book recommendation, definitely check out Never Search Alone by Phil Terry. It's great. And Phil is also here on LinkedIn too. So he does a LinkedIn Live every other week. So you can certainly check that out as well. Okay. So that's the what I was talking about with doing it with others. Second thing is you do need to do pre-work for you to start reaching out to people, connecting instead of networking, connecting and accessing the hidden job market. You need to do pre-work. What is that pre-work? You need to get clear on your brand and how you want to use your brand. And if you're not clear on that, or if you don't know what that means, then I recommend that you book a sales strategy call, or it's a sales strategy for you because you need to be able to sell yourself in your job search. But it's really a career strategy call for you. So it's a career strategy and LinkedIn audit. I have a limited number of these calls that I do, but so you want to grab it while you can. But if I have one available for you, we can, put you in that slot. But you have to be very clear on your brand and how do you want to use it before you're reaching out to people. Because when you're connecting with them, they want to help you. But if you're not clear, then how are they going to be clear and how are they going to be able to help you? That's why that pre-work is super important. And then the other thing that I would recommend in kickstarting your search. So if you feel like your search is lagging and you're having issues with it, I would recommend using these worksheets. So again, we're going to give you access to these worksheets. We're going to put them in the comments so you can access them. But I think a great way to kickstart your search is to use these worksheets. So number one, start connecting with people on a daily basis, at least one person, and you can start tracking that new habit. Build it as a habit, and it should be a habit that you do for the rest of your life. And you can scale it back once you land in a new job, but you should do a little bit every day. And that way, when you find yourself in job search mode, it's a lot easier for you to access the hidden job market. You won't have to, just rely on those job postings and hoping and praying that your application is going to rise to the top over 100 of other applications or more is what we're seeing right now. And then this sheet, this one pager, will really help you to measure your connection activity that you're doing. So you can do this as well. Okay. So, but this is really what I recommend in kickstarting your search if you feel like it's really lagging and it's not getting the results that you want. So do this. This will help you. And again, as a reminder, the hidden job market is not a silver bullet. It's not this. Once you tap into it, it's not going to solve all your problems. Okay. But it's less competition, and you definitely need to be tapping into it. You shouldn't be relying on the job boards alone. And please keep in mind that the hidden job market does require work, and the work is connecting with people. But to me, it's a lot more fun to connect with people and to talk with people versus to be isolated, to be on your own at home, working at your desk, trying to find your next job. So yeah, so I think that's the better way to go. And so keep that in mind that it's not a silver bullet, but it can definitely connect you with your next role. Okay, so again, for kickstarting your search, check the links, and then we'll even put in the link if you want to take me up on one of my limited slots that I have for you to do a career strategy call and to get a LinkedIn audit, so that you're getting feedback on your LinkedIn profile as part of your career strategy. We'll put those links in the comments for you. And thank you so much for watching. Please share this with other people that you know of. Please share this training, because I'm really trying to spread the word and help others. And again, here is my program. So it's important for you to have this foundation of your brand, how you want to use it, and then you need a plan. You need a plan for how you want to use your brand. What are those roles? And then the biggest way to take action is to connect with others. So I wish you all the best, and please message me if you have any questions, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.